Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily Tesla report for Monday, December 22nd, 2025. Let's take a look at the charts. I'm going to start with this one as usual, and I'll go back to another one in a minute. This is big picture weekly chart. 417.19 is a rising 8-month channel bottom that we tested about 6 weeks ago. And at the time of testing it, we represented it as a buy opportunity for then anticipating upward rotation to 530.55 over the following 2 to 3 months. And that is obviously what's playing out. We did push through that December 24 all-time high, 488.53, no longer the all-time high. If we do close above it, we should see 530.55 inside of 2 to 3 weeks. It's a 2 to 3 month target anyway right now, above 417.19. Now, with respect to 488.53, I have added 489.88, and let me jump to that chart here. I don't have it labeled, but you can see you've got a channel bottom at 451.67, which I'll talk about in a moment. But the channel top, this trend line across these highs, that is 505.46. And 489.88 is actually the high settlement price. I think that was Monday of last week. We closed above 488.53 by a hair, and then the very following day collapsed back. It's been holding pretty well ever since, but I do need to, include 489.88 as a more reliable upward continuation point. In other words, were we to close today, Monday, at, say, 489 even, that's a bit of a head scratcher, whether we can expect then within a week or two 530.55, because I really think the clear buy signal now is a new high settlement price beyond 489.88. On an intraday basis, if we push or open above 489.88, 505.46 is in reach. And that is, once again, this trend line here that's not marked. And then if we close above 489.88, I think by the end of next week, possible. Within 2 or 3 weeks, I'd say at the most. And I say, that because we're in this sort of season, the last couple of weeks of the year, where volatility just sort of, retracts considerably. The only thing that will move the market are unexpected events that are outside of any line of expectation. So, we're in this sort of quiet phase right now. But if we do close above 489.88, and if you've yet to go long, if you're not long, over the 2 to 3 week time frame I'm talking, that would be your next opportunity to do so. I would then expect within 1 to 3 weeks, depending on volatility, this 518.83 to 530.55 region. 518.33 is the channel top on the daily chart to the channel bottom at 415.07 that I started actually with the video at 417.19, which is the weekly version of this. And so if we were to close above 489.88 today, it is go long to 518.83. I would expect this by the end of next week, and that is the beginning, as you can see upper right, of a narrowing range of significant long-term targeted resistance that may well contain buying not only through the first quarter, but possibly well into 26. This is, after all, a 6-year rising channel top, so it should be respected for its ability to contain longer-term highs. Of course, if in the coming weeks we close above 530.55, we enter a significant buy signal through the first quarter. I don't have a target mapped out entirely yet, but I would get busy on that as we presumably approach 530.55 in the coming weeks. In the coming 2 to 3 weeks, with a settlement today above 489.88. Until then, we've got a bit of a shelf top developing here over the last week of trade, and we can ease back. Looking at the downside, obviously, and I'm going to zoom in here in a moment, we've got 451.67. I don't see that today, but that is a level that, if tested, can contain selling through next week, and we can round up nicely from here. In fact, holding above 451.67 before I leave this chart does maintain, I'm just going to call it a 3 to 5 week target at 530.55. That narrows to within 2 to 3 weeks if we close today above 489.88. Closing above 489.88, I don't expect a test of this rising channel bottom at 451.67 anytime soon, but rather reach 530.55 within 2 to 3 weeks. So downside, I've got 466.20, nothing more than the low of the high that was put out Wednesday of last week. If we do, I'm just going to say close below 466.20. We do probably the very next day test 451.67. So, this is a bottom picking territory, especially for day traders. And yes, we could round up from here within a day or two back into the 488.53 to 489.898, 489.88 area, which is this high zone, the high settlement price. We don't have it labeled. We could have a horizontal line here showing that. But, if we're looking at, between now and, I don't know, December 25th, Christmas of the next few days, we could perhaps trade inside of this 466.20 to 488, 489.88 region. That could define the parameters for the next few days. And I'm going to say break 466.20. Breaking 466.20 does allow 451.67 on an intraday basis. That would be quite a sell-off today. Closing, though, below 466.20 does indeed indicate 451.67 tomorrow. Rising daily, able to contain weekly selling pressures. If you're looking to buy the market on a 2 to 3, 3 to 5 week basis on weakness, you're bottom picking 451.67. If you're looking to buy the market on strength, you're buying a settlement above 489.88 as already outlined.
If you're finding value in this analysis, it's only a glimpse of what we offer. Your real trading edge starts at wickedstocks.com. Each week, premium members receive 2 high-probability stock picks. Each one comes with a complete trade plan, including exact entry, profit target, stop loss, and regular updates so you can manage the trade with confidence. You'll also get daily video analysis in the top traded markets, the SPY, the Triple Q, and NVIDIA, highlighting the key price levels, trends, and trade setups we're focused on. Whether you're day trading or swing trading, these insights help you zero in on the highest quality opportunities with clarity. Try it all free for 5 days. Cancel at any time.
Now, if in the event over the next week or so we close below 451.67, that is a sell signal through the rest of December, which isn't saying much, but I would expect within 1 to 2 weeks 415.07. That is on the daily chart, that which we find on the weekly chart at 417.19. So if we close today, and it's not going to happen, but if we did close, say, later in the week below 451.67, then you should expect a retest of this 415.07 channel bottom on the daily chart. It looks more like this. This is a 1 to 2 week sell-off with a settlement below 451.67. Until then, this is a solid zone to step into and buy on weakness, because from here we can rotate up to that 530.02 level within 3 to 5 weeks of testing 451.67. Closing below 451.67, no good reason to be long Tesla if your time horizon is 1 to 3 weeks, because over that time frame, I would expect 415.07. 415.07, the same formation we find on the weekly chart at 417.19, where we could bottom out through the first quarter, and above which 530.55 remains a 2 to 3 month target. A settlement at the end of this week, not going to happen, but if so, below 417.19 sets up a sell signal over the next 2 to 3 months down to 321.38. 321.38 is a rising 2/3 speed line on the daily chart projected off that April low. We also have a 5/8 Fibonacci over these same two extremes presently. Well, we haven't redrawn the Fibonacci's lately, but we will get busy with that because we have a new high just late last week. So it'll be in the 310s still, 320s. But this is going to be a big area, and I would expect it within 2 to 3 months of closing below 417.19, where we could bottom out through Q2 and round up again. Do I show it again? I do not, but I have made the case a number of times that if we do happen to close below this 417.19, given the wide sweeps we've seen over the last year of activity, we could see another one that would take us back into the lower 200 region following a settlement below 417.19. There's no reason to spend a lot of time on that because we are so far off that mark right now. I'm just not going to waste my breath. But I will encourage you to go to wickedstocks.com. We offer 2 stock picks a week. We put out 3 last week, 1 for free on YouTube. I forget all of them, but we've had a very good batting average for the last 2 years in our stock picks. If you go to wickedstocks.com, we're now offering a 2-week free trial, 14 days, and that's going to stay in the system for some time. indefinitely a 2-week trial. You'll be able to see your NVIDIA report, which is now on the paid side, the wickedstocks.com subscription that includes your daily SPY and your daily Triple Q reports, your weekly Apple stock analysis, your weekly S&P 500, your weekly NASDAQ 100, yes, and the 2 stock picks a week. So if you sign up for the 2-week free trial, you'll get 4 stock picks, and you'll get daily NVIDIA, daily Triple Q, daily SPY, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Anyway, I'm going to call it a day for the Tesla report. I'll be back tomorrow, of course, with Tuesdays, and you have a great day.